Hello, my dear, how are you? Today I'm going to start a new lesson. As you can see, the heading of the lesson. So, I'm going to start a new lesson, and the name of the lesson is The Snake and the Mirror. Okay, so children, you can see that this is a very entertaining story, and it's a very humorous story also about a doctor, about a snake and a mirror. Now first I will like to tell about the author, Waqoom Muhammad Bashir. So who wrote this story? Waqoom Muhammad Bashir. Now let me tell something about his life. Waqoom Muhammad Bashir. He was born on 19th January 1908, and children, he died on 5th July 1994. Was a renowned author from the state of Kerala. He was a humanist, freedom fighter, novelist, and a short story writer. He catered to the needs of the common man. What do you mean by catered? To provide. He catered to the needs of the common man in his writing. He was awarded with the Padma Shri in 1982. So he was awarded also with what? With Padma Shri in 1982. So this I told about the writer. So who's the writer of this chapter? Waqoom Muhammad Bashir from Kerala. Now I am going to discuss the theme. The Snake and the Mirror is based on the theme of vanity. Now children, this word many must have heard it and many must have not. So first of all, let me explain you what is the meaning of vanity, because the whole theme is related based on the theme of vanity. Now vanity here means excessive pride in or admiration of one's own abilities or appearance or pride. So both the meaning are fitting here. So first is vanity means excessive pride or admiration of one's own abilities or appearance. Appearance means how do you look, and achievements. So the Snake and the Mirror is based on the theme of vanity. Man is so proud of his physical beauty that time he is often foolish and stupid in his attempt at estimating himself. Now children, here the doctor was looking at the mirror when something happened with him, that I will be telling you after reading the story. Man is so proud of his physical beauty that at times he is often foolish and stupid in his attempt at estimating himself. The author is trying to explain through this lesson that it is important for us to live in a real world and not in one that is fictitious. Fictitious means dream word, the word which had a lot of admiration, which had a lot of imagination. Dream word is a fictitious word. So I've explained you the theme also, that it is basically the story is rotating around the theme of vanity. Vanity means excessive pride or admiration of one's own abilities or appearance, or one more thing I told you. Yes, abilities, appearance and achievements. So now let's start reading. Now I will tell you about the background first. Okay, then I will be doing the explanation part like I generally do in all my videos. So first children, I will tell you about the explanation part. The background of the lesson. So this story is about a homeopathic doctor. Now children, there are many type of doctors are there. Allopathic doctors are there, homeopathic are there, Ayurvedic doctors are there. Okay, so this story is about a homeopathic doctor, unmarried and handsome. Now doctor used to think that he is very handsome. That means, see, here the theme vanity is can be applied here. He was unmarried and he was himself a great admirer of beauty. Now children, he himself was a great admirer of beauty. He loved beauty like anything. He lived in a rented house which was an outhouse. Now children, he used to live in a rented house, and that house was an outhouse. Okay, rented means what? That means he was paying and he was living in that house. So that means he was living in the rented house. Okay, now let's see what happened next. So it had 2 windows and tiled roof. Now children, that house, it was having only 2 windows and a tiled roof. Now there was no electricity and the room was infested with rats. That means, so children, he lived in a rented house. It was like an outhouse. That means away from the main house. It had 2 windows and tiled roof. In fact, he had rented his room in a terrace. He had 2 windows and tiled roof. Okay, there were no electricity. The worst part was that he was not having enough money. Still, he was a new practitioner of homeopathic medicine. So he took the room in rent where there was no electricity, because he had to pay very less money, and the room was infested with rats. So, and the room was filled up with rat. Okay, so now I told you that this story is about a homeopathic doctor. Children, later, now I am going to continue further. This is a story this is a story about a snake also, who had entered into the narrator's room. The narrator is who? Narrator is a doctor. In fact, he is the person who is telling you about the story. He had just started his practice those days. Now children, that homeopathic doctor, he had practice those days. Now let's see what is written, what I will be explaining you again in the background. Yes, it was a hot summer night. The doctor had his meals at the restaurant and returned home. Now children, that day, anyway, South India is a warm place, and this story, the story writer was from Kerala, so he knew much about the weather. So it was a hot summer night. The doctor had his meals at the restaurant and returned home. It was very hot. The doctor took his dinner at the restaurant. Okay, and now he was returning home. He lighted the kerosene lamp because the rented house was not electrified. Now children, when he went to his house, he lit that kerosene lamp. He lighted that kerosene lamp because the rented house was not electrified. Then he took off his coat and shirt and opened the 2 windows. Then afterward he took off his coat and shirt and opened the 2 windows of his house. After some time he settled on the chair and took out a book. And children, after some time what happened? He settled on the chair and he took a book. There was a large mirror on the table. Those days the doctor bothered much about his looks. Now children, those days the doctors were much bothered. They were very careful about their look. Now say he had a mirror on his table. Okay, and he settled down on the chair. He took out a book to read, and there was a large mirror on the table near him. Why? Because those days the doctor bothered much about their looks. He therefore picked up the comb and parted his hair. Okay, now that doctor, what he did, he picked up the comb. He looked at himself. He felt the hairs are not arranged, So what he told, he took up the comb. The hairs were not combed, so he picked up the comb and parted his hair. He looked at his reflection in the mirror. Then he practiced an attractive smile. There were many rats in the room which constantly made a noise. Now children, then he looked himself at the mirror and he thought that he is one of the most handsome person in this world, and so he gave a smile to his own reflection. Now at the same time he can hear the sounds of the rat, okay, which constantly made those noises. So as it was too he was reading a medical book, and I told you there was a large mirror on a table on which stood a lamp. As it was too hot to sleep, he sat in front of the mirror, admiring his look, and smiled and planned to look at more presentable. Now children, gradually his thoughts shifted from self-admiration to planning his future marriage. Now children, so what he was doing, instead of paying attention in his studies, he started looking at the mirror and he started smiling, thinking that he is having a good look, and by smiling he thought that he is looking much more better than the look which he had earlier. Then the doctor got up, he lit a bidi and paced up and down the room. Then suddenly he got up, he lit a bidi and he started pacing. Pace up means he started moving here and there in the room. And children, now his thought, see how his thought is shifting from the self-admiration. Self-admiration of what? Self-admiration of himself, that how nice he is looking at, how nice he will look in if he will smile. He started to plan his future marriage, and from self-admiration he reached to his future marriage. He started thinking that one day he has to marry. Okay, so what type of girl he will marry? He started thinking about the girl with whom he would like to marry. So first of all, that girl should be a medical student, that means she should be also a doctor, and she should belong from a very wealthy family. And children, the funniest part is that his wife had to be fat so as not to be able to run after and catch him when he needed to run away. So children, his wife got a bit fat, and why he liked fat ladies as his wife, that so that he would not be able to run after her and catch him when he needed to run away. He came back and sat at the table. The sounds of rat had stopped. Suddenly there was a dull thud. And children, suddenly he heard what? He heard the thud sound. As he turned his head, a fat snake had landed over his shoulder. Now children, he was lost in a dream, the dream of good admiration, the dream of his future wife. Okay, he should marry a rich girl, having a good practice. He would choose a fat lady as wife so that she would not be able to run and catch him. Now children, he was so much engrossed in his daydreaming that he did not give much importance to the sudden silence. Okay, and then suddenly what he heard? He heard the sound of thud. There was a sound of something falling behind him, and he was a bit slow to react. He heard that thud sound, but he took it for granted. He thought there are so many rats are there, and they should be doing something. So he never thought that something else is there. Now children, when there was a dull sound, as he turned his head, a fat snake had landed over his shoulder. Now children, after some time, what he realized that what he realized, children, see here the most fearful part of the story, that he was so engrossed in his daydreaming that he did not give much importance to the sudden silence. The rat had stopped scampering, and children, when he heard the sound of something falling behind, he was slow to react. But the time he turned around to look, what did he saw? He saw that a snake had slid over the back of his chair, wriggled onto his shoulder, and coiled round his left arm above the elbow. Now, children, he was so engrossed in thinking that the whole snake was coiled around his arm. It was wriggling. It was on his shoulder. Okay, and the snake was a fat snake. Anyhow, he did not still remember that how that snake had landed over his shoulder. He did not even feel anything about the snake because he was so much engrossed in his thought. Before the doctor could think of anything, the snake had coiled around his left arm above the elbow. His hood was spread out. His head was hardly 3 or 4 inches from his face. Now, children, what happened when he saw the snake? It was a very terrible and the horrible condition. The snake has wrapped upon the left arm, and he was there on his shoulder, and the hood was there only how many inches away? The hood was only 3 or 4 inches from his face. So such was a fearful condition he was facing. He don't know, he was living alone. He was not aware that he should, to whom he should call for help. Okay, and he was so much scared that he sat there like a stone statue, not making any movement lest the snake strike him. Suddenly he realized the presence of God. Now, children, suddenly what he realized, children, when we are in great danger or we are in great sorrow, we remember God. So he also started remembering God. It seemed as though God in the form of a snake had come to punish him for being proud and arrogant. Now, children, he felt that he was so much proud of his look. He was so much arrogant in his look. So the God must have come and he must have punished him, because he was full of vanity, he was full of pride, he was full of ego, he was full of arrogance. So God must be angry by his nature, and that's why in the form of a snake he must be there to punish him. He realized he was but a mere human, nothing to boast of. Now, children, for the first time he is realized that he is only a mere human being, nothing else in front of nature, in front of some power. Okay, he is only a mere human being. Now let's see what happened. The moment now he realized he was but a mere human, nothing to boast of. Now, children, the moment he accepted his true worth, God appeared pleased, it seems to him, and the snake left its hold and sat on the table in front of the mirror. Now, children, when he started remembering God, he started thinking it was his feeling that God had become happy. And what happened? The snake turned its head and he looked into the mirror. The snake then unwound itself from the doctor arm. Unwound means that coil portion. Now he is going straight towards the mirror. The snake then unwound itself from the doctor's arm and fell into his lap. Now, children, when he was unwounding, that means when he was lying there in the circular motion. So when he was unwounding his arm, he fell into the doctor's lap. Okay. From there it crept on the table, and from there, children, it crept itself on the table. So the condition is very frightening, very terrible. And then what happened? He moved towards the mirror Apparently it wanted to see its reflection more closely. Now children, again here the humor is described. Have you ever seen the snake seeing the mirror, or the snake is watching himself in the mirror? No. So this again is to create a humorous scene in the story. Now children, the snake wanted to see its reflection more closely. This was a doctor opportunity. Very slowly he got up from the chair and ran out of this house. Now children, snake was busy and looking at his reflection in the mirror. And this is a chance where the doctor took advantage of. He wanted to go out of the house, but at that time the snake was so near to him that he could not go. Now he got up from his chair and ran out of the house. Then he reached a friend's house. He came back to his house only next morning at about 8:30. He had with his friend and one or two others to move his things from there. However, they had little to carry. Some thief had taken away most of this thing, and there was no sign of the snake also. Okay, so children, I have explained the background part, and the thing is that the doctor got up silently and sprinted out of the door. Next morning, children, when he returned, he took his belonging. He noticed all his belongings were stolen, except one belonging was still there at the door, and that was his vest. Vest is the undergarment, and that too he felt was not clean. It was not clean. So that was a thing which even the thief does not like to have it. Only that thing was left, otherwise all the belongings were taken by the thief that night. So children, now I will be doing the explanation part of the lesson. So you can see the heading, the snake and the mirror, and you can also see that before you read there are 2 points given here. So we will start reading from these points only. Okay. Do you like to look at yourself in the mirror, children? First thing after getting fresh in the morning, many human beings have got this tendency to look at the mirror. Also, first thing in the morning that they go towards the mirror and look their image or the reflection. What do you think about at such times? You must also be doing the same thing in front of the mirror. You must be standing for hours, and you must be thinking. What do you think about at such time? Have you ever seen a dog, a cat and a bird look into a mirror? What do you think it sees? Now he is telling, have you ever seen cat, dog or rat in the mirror? So he is telling, what do you think? Does they look at the mirror? Now this you have to answer. And now children, now here we are going to read the humorous story about a doctor and a snake and that what I think I told you, a mirror. Has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? Now the question is asked by the narrator. If this type of incident happened with you? Has a snake ever coiled itself round at any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra, and that snake is not an ordinary snake. It is a very dangerous snake. It is a venomous snake. It is a poisonous snake. And what is the name of that snake? Yes, a full-blooded cobra. All of us fell silent. Now children, this doctor, he was taking his homeopathic class also. So he was asking the student, कि have you ever has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? And that snake is a full-blooded cobra. Now let's see what they have replied. Nobody has replied anything because this nobody has shared anywhere, and all of us fell silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we were discussing snakes. Now children, maybe the student must be talking about how to cure the poisons. Okay, is it curable or not, and which homeopathic medicine will suit them? So this they were talking, and this doctor was teaching them. So they all became very silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we were discussing snake. And children, this question was asked by the doctor when they were discussing about the snake. It might medicines are used, how that treatment of the snake bite should be done. Okay, this all thing he was discussing. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with his tale. Okay, so doctor continued with his story, and these people were listening attentively as the doctor continued with his tale. It was a hot summer night about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above. As I opened the door, the sound was familiar one. One could say that the rats and I shared the room. I took up our matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. So what he's doing, when he asked this question to the student, everybody kept silent because nobody had this type of experience. We listened attentively. They were listening very carefully as the doctor continued with his story. Now children, now the doctor wanted to tell them to share his own story with them. It was a hot summer night about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. Now children, the writer is telling it was hot summer night. Okay, and the time was about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. The sound was a familiar one. One could say that the rats and I shared the room. Okay, but there was so much noise coming from outside that it was too difficult to share the room. One could say that the rats and I shared the room. I took out my box of matches and was not I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. Why? Because that house, in fact the portion where he had taken that portion in a that house was not electrified. That means electricity were not there in the upper portion of the house. It was a small rented room. In fact, it was not a house, it was only a small room, and which he took on rent. I had just set up medical practice and my earning were meager. I had just set up my medical practice and my earning were meager. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase. So children, he was a new practitioner of homeopathic and his earning were very less, very small in quantity. That means very less. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase along with some shorts and dhoti. And children, what he had in his suitcase? There was no cupboard in his house. He had only 60 rupees. At that time 60 rupees had a bit value, and he had some along with some shirt and dhoti. I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. Now children, apart from this, he was having one black coat also, which he was putting. So you can see that the doctor is now sharing his story with his students. Okay, and children, here I is the narrator. I refers to, when this question will come, who does I refers here, so you will write I here refers to the narrator. So children, you can see that doctor was not having a very he was a new person, so he was not able to have a good practice at that time. His that's why he was earning very less. Okay, and it was a very, what to say, very less earning, and till now the amount he was having only 60 rupees in his suitcase, along with some shirt and dhotis. I also possess one solitary black coat, and solitary means one, only one. Solitary actually means lonely, but here it means only one, nothing else. So he was having, apart from that, one black coat, and which he used to put every day. So children, with this I end my first part of the video, and tomorrow video will be more entertaining. Many humorous situation you will see happening in this story. So with this I leave, and thank you for watching the video. Goodbye.